Been wondering how to color correct clips, and this is my method of doing it through Vegas Pro 9. So it's going to vary a little bit from editing software and cameras, but this is the gist of it and the 3 steps you should take. Yeah!
That probably got really close.
Alright, I shot this on the Canon T2i with a neutral picture style, and what that does is just the colors aren't going to be as bright or vibrant, but it's okay because it's going to be a lot easier to fix them up in post because the colors are all there. I just have to bring them out and change the contrast and sharpness of the picture to make it really look its best. So if you have a setting for neutral, or it might be called super flat, or it's called Cin mode or Cine mode in the Vixia cameras, definitely shoot on that if you have a decent light setting outside like this. So what you're going to do then is come down here to Event Effects, go to Color Corrector, Color Curves, and Unsharp Mask, and hit OK. Now, all these things are going to do something a little bit different for your clip. Color Corrector is going to change the color of it, obviously. It's going to be able to add saturation too. Color curves are going to give you a contrast of colors. You want to make your darks darker and your brights brighter. Now that's just very exaggerated. And then Unsharp Mask is going to sharpen the picture and make it look a little bit more, appealing, I guess. So let's start off with the Color Corrector. And before you do anything, find a point in the video where you can see the most of the surrounding, like the subject, the landscape. Now I'm a little bit too far away right here, so you can't really. I really want to bring out the colors of the subject and everything else, like the surface he's riding on. So maybe right there. That'll do for now. You could, if it changes down the line, you could fix it up a little bit later. But for now, that'll work. Don't mess with the low tones. They just really screw with video. And it's gonna be different for every camera, but for the most part, low tones you don't want to screw with. The mid-tones, that's where you're going to want to play with. Since this clip, in most videos like this, you're going to want a bright, a sun kind of color to it, like between yellow and red. You don't want to go too high with it, or even too low, but a good mix, it's going to start right here. A good mix is maybe about right there. Now come up to the split screen view, and you can see what's already been done. The clip already looks twice as good. I mean, it just looks a little bit more vibrant, but that's just one thing that we've done already. Go to the saturation and crank that up in between anywhere between 1.1 and 2. And if you want to go a little bit higher, take down how much color you changed, and saturation just makes the colors more vibrant. So that's really where color correcting lies, is how much saturation you'd like. So about right there, since the T2i looks really good if it's very saturated, it's okay that it's a little bit over. I could even go higher, but that just looks a bit ridiculous. So I'll go about 2.1, and if I crank the midtones up even more, it's just going to make the clip look more yellow and just not as good. So about right there will work. Now come over to Color Curves, and another thing with T2i footage is I like mine to be bright and vibrant, and the darks, I don't want to take them down as much because then it just kind of looks, a little bit, but then it just kind of looks like a Slipknot video or some gay shit. So about right there, that'll do. Go up and check it out again. It really is starting to look a lot better. The colors are starting to come out more. The contrast in the video looks a lot better. Maybe a little bit brighter. You don't want to make it look too ridiculous. You want it to look real. But again, you can get away with that if you're shooting on the T2i or a really nice HD camcorder, because you want it to look unreal, I guess is a way to put it. But let's go into Unsharp Mask now. Don't add a whole lot and throw it all the way up, because this is just going to look ridiculous. Take the amount down to pretty low, maybe about 0.15, and take this and maybe match it. And you might not be able to tell a whole lot what's happening in there, but it's kind of hard to get it right. But as long as the picture just looks a little bit more sharp, that's what you're going for. As you can see, it looks ridiculous about there. Right about there, it gives it. You might not be able to tell now, but when it's playing, you'll be able to tell. So go again there again, and you can pick out what part you want to take out. Now the picture just looks really good. I mean, you can tell it's sharper. It's more vibrant. It's a lot more saturated. The tones are just a lot better. So that's really all you need to do. And for each clip, it's going to be a little bit different. And let's say you're filming. Let's say there was another line that I had here, and I didn't think I could match these settings completely. Instead of like going in, looking at the setting and like trying to match it to the the next clip, just right-click it. Here, I'll pull this in. Cut this down a little bit. Just right-click it, hit copy, and then go over here and hit paste event attributes. As you can see, it's still that boring color. Paste event attributes on it, and it's going to bring it out. Now I see that earlier on in the clip, it looks like the sky might have been too bright, so I can take that down a little bit. Oh, I was using the wrong clip, sorry. It looks like the sky may have been a little bit too bright, so I can maybe darken, or you just gotta play around with it. It's really whatever you think looks the best. Oh yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So, as you can see, that took probably a little bit longer than it should have because I'm explaining it and narrating it. But once you get it down, you could probably do each clip in about a minute, and maybe like 45 seconds to tweak it. So, really, just edit your video and then come back and color correct each clip, and it's just gonna make your video 20 times better, and it's just gonna look like you put a lot more effort into it. So that's that, and here's the final clip in full screen. Yeah.
That probably got really close.